G'day, back again for another video. I've created some new graphics, some extra frames for the character sheet. We're going to drag those in here first up. Let's drag those across here to frames, new frame, that's cool. We might have to just have a quick peek at them. So we've got frame AC, simple. We've got frame arrow right, frame damage, frame health, and I don't think we use 30 just at the moment. We'll use that one a bit later. Okay, but they should all be okay. I think we will need to adjust this particular one. We'll set the left offset to 10 and the right offset to 20. Yeah, that looks good, and the rest of those are okay. So now we're going to grab all of these and we're going to move them down. Move them 60 pixels for the moment. We'll adjust it properly shortly. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a label over here. We're going to set it to 5 pixels from the left, and might have to be 10, and none from the top. We're going to set the height to 30. We're going to make the width 175. That will match the fields below it. I'm going to set a frame, being one of the new frames we just created, frame arrow right. Font color will be white. Font will be reference H, and the text will be armor. Now that kind of works, except that I'm going to have a box here, a field here, so I'm going to have to put some offsets in here. Okay, so we want to start with frame offset here, going for probably 40. The rest shouldn't matter too much. Now we won't see that straight away. I think we're going to have to also add 10 pixels in the Y direction, and we're going to now add another element. It'll be a number field. We'll set this to 10 and 10. We'll set the size here to, not sure what the size is, I think it's close to 50. We'll see if it repeats when we change the frame. Frame AC, that's looking pretty good. Now I set a Y of 10, that's not correct. That's correct. Okay. Okay, in this particular case, because my actual frame, my icon isn't as wide, like the content isn't as wide, I'm going to move this over to 5. I basically want that to, I don't want the edge here sticking out. It's not a big deal. I'm going to bump this along 20 pixels, so I'm going to make it 20 pixels shorter. I'm probably going to change this down 20 pixels, and we'll see what that looks like. Let's push that. Actually, let's give it some names. So the name here will be AC label, and the other one will be AC, the name of this field. And we're also going to want to move these up above these elements. So send them back all the way up right above strength. I can see label sensors is there. That will get dealt with later. Alright, let's lock those in place. Let's push it and see what we see. Let's look at Fatagan. Alright. that is really close to what I was after. A couple of things I've missed. Okay, so this needs to be moved over. I'm not sure how many pixels that is. Let's see if we can see with the debug. The position on the screen is... No, I can't, because it's showing me my position on the screen relative to the top corner. We'll just experiment. We'll add another 10 pixels on there. But we can see as well that I need to change this font to match these ones. So this should also be reference H. So we can quickly do that. Okay, first one. I don't know if I lock those. We'll lock them first. We will bump this out to 30. I suspect it might need to go further again. And we're going to set the font here to reference H. We'll leave it as black for the moment. I think that font by default is reddish in color. Let's update that. Yeah, cool. Alright, I think that's looking pretty close. I guess the thing I'm looking at here is whether this should maybe be the grey colour here. I've probably got three different styles here. I've got valid content on a white background, I've got valid content on a grey background, I've got valid content on a black background. I probably want to think about that and maybe look for some more consistency, but we'll do that at some point. Alright. I think these are all good. This is possibly sticking out 5 pixels too far. I want to have a look at that. I think that this is maybe was only 5 offset. We better check those because this is definitely nudging out past this line. Little details. So if we check our frame here, we can see it is only 5 pixels from the left. So I want to move both of these elements over 5 pixels. That will line this edge up properly. Let's lock that. I think that's all I need to do there, but we want to do this for a couple more elements. Okay, I'm going to grab those. I'm just going to move them up also, above strength and below armor class. We'll lock them in place, and then we've got some editing to do of them. So the first one is going to be hit points. So we'll change this number field to HP. We'll change the icon, the frame, to frame health. Looks to be okay still. And we will change this to be, I don't know if it should be hit points or health. Health, and we want to make the label HP label. And then the second one over here is damage. Okay, this one is going to be damage. And we change the frame here. Now I don't think I've got one. There you go, it's just a round one. It's not particularly reminiscent of damage, but there you go. The text will be damage, and this will be damage label. Okay, let's push those, reload our table. Okay, sorry, I was just measuring across my screen. I think that these two fields here and here both need to be moved over by 5 pixels. And I think this will result in the frame needing to be shortened by 5 pixels, or maybe I just need to move these frames over by 5. Okay. Constitution, no damage has to move. They both have to move by 5. Everything has to move by 5 pixels. Okay, I shall finish that off and before the next video. Thanks again for joining in. See you guys soon.